Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rajeev Sood, uh, and I am along with Prakash. I'm going to be hosting this webinar, which is specifically meant for building material industry. Many thanks for joining in, and we really appreciate you are taking the time out and attending this webinar. Um, Essentially, my name is Rajeev Sood, and I have Prakash with me from Microsoft. What we are going to do is, after a quick round of introduction for myself and Prakash, I will hand it over to Prakash to take us through a Microsoft perspective as to how technology is reshaping, how things are happening on the AI, ChatGPT, and many other areas, and how no-code platforms are helping organizations in transforming businesses. And then I will get into a deep solution dive on what is that a solution we have made it ready for building material industry, and what are the components of the solutions which can be very quickly deployed at any customer location, and how this solution can then evolve into newer areas of technology as we would go ahead. So the whole objective today is what we have seen, that many projects take much longer, months, 6 months, years to kind of take off. So what we have come out with a product and with a deep functionality, which can be very quickly deployed and then extended as per the organizational need. So whereas the product is ready for a full blown deployment over months, but what we are actually saying is that we should start ASAP, and depending upon the organization maturity, we can deploy the application in a quick deployment mode or as a project mode, as the case may be. So I'll be taking a deeper solution dive into the product, the features, the technology, the advantages, how we make it live in 6 weeks, what is that a client has to do in terms of preparation. Just as a quick introduction, I lead the business for Zoxima. I'm based in Delhi with around 25 plus years of experience, engineering, MBA, and a law degree with me. And I've worked with various organizations before taking an entrepreneurial strength and starting CRM and application development company, and we are that's now 9 years before when I came out of organizations working with organizations like IBM, SAP, Ramco, L&T, and and took the entrepreneurial journey. That's a little about me. From Prakash perspective, I'm very honored that Prakash is here today. He is a technology leader, supports Microsoft partners in building applications. A very thorough professional with more than 25 years experience, a veteran in the industry, um, been with Microsoft for more than 12 years, worked with technology Sonata in the past, and has CRM at his back, back of his hand. Worked on SQL, now on Power Platform, Microsoft Dynamics, and is kind of helping many organizations like ours in adopting Microsoft innovations and technologies in their solutions and making the solutions really rich. As a qualification, Prakash is an engineer, an MBA from Nasimunji, and I would probably take one more minute before I hand it over to Prakash. In terms of the building material industry, how do we see what is that which makes this particular industry and the solutions very typical than what happens in FMCG or what happens in engineering goods and all that. So what we are looking when we are looking at building material, we are looking at not only a dealer channel sales kind of applications, but also diverse applications from sales from B2B perspective. Now with and then now also on the consumer side. So it's not only one way, which is there only channels is the sales for us, but also the leads, the IHB leads, the project leads, and that makes it amalgamation of a kind of a routine CRM and also a channel management software with all the complexities and a lot of influencers working on the field, be these be influencers like architects, contractors, builders, or they could be influencers, which could be painters and electricians and masons and all that. So it's very, very complex system of environment in which the building material industry today works, and the applications have to take care of not only the channel part of it, the leads part of it, the loyalties, the schemes, the motivations for sales teams, the marketing aspects of it, the BD aspects of it, the channel development aspects of it. So all that is a added on complexity which typically a building material industry is facing today. So, and we will be talking about solutions just about covering each of these areas. Prakash, I would hand it over to you now, and you can present your slides, and then I will come in and give a deeper dive into the solution and what is that we have to offer in the building material space. Over to you, Prakash. Prakash, you're mute.
Can you hear me now? Without the echo? Sure. So we'll take it from here. Thank you so much, Rajiv, for the introduction. Good evening to everybody for joining us for this webinar. And we have an excellent partner in Zoxima who have a deep understanding on this industry and as well as on the technology from Microsoft that they can leverage to drive in this industry. And we're trying to bring that together. I'll quickly breeze through some of it. Probably today we'll not have the time to go through the chat GPT kind of requirement, but if anyone has a specific question on that, we can take those questions, set up separate time for the audience to take you through all that. So moving forward. We can look at different areas for this industry and look at them not as one vertical, but as multiple micro verticals. So cement, TMT, sheets, steel, construction chemical, paint adhesives, pipes, fittings, interior products like laminates, glass, wood, etc., sanitary ware, bathroom. All these they're very close, but they're very not exactly the same, and therefore there will be differences. And it's this kind of nuances that the team at Zoxima is able to bring together. When we look at these different industry verticals, we see that they operate in a complex ecosystem with every stakeholder in that having slightly different requirements. And therefore, there is a need for that solution to fit those specific requirements on a world-class platform. So it's that you need to make this available, but at the same time, make sure that the platform on which is built will grow, evolve, and be there for multiple years as business grows and evolves. And India is rapidly changing now. The digital revolution is very much there, and now the physical connectivity is also changing rapidly. The India stack is progressing, and the world is asking for this India stack. So as we start to do this, we need to make sure that the direct customers that you handle, the distributor, retailer, their requirements on visibility of price, customer targeting, volumes, etc., and also the end users who actually cause the demand to go on your direct distributors and retailers, all that is taken into consideration. So best in class execution should be possible. We should be able to speed up things. There is a requirement for cost control and barrier-free access to construction products, etc. So there is so much of innovation and competition that is going there that any platform which comes should be able to support this kind of capability. And the platform on which these solutions are built should be world class and last longer. Now, what happens is that for a lot of processes and standard companies, we have solutions like CRM, ERP, supply chain management, core banking, etc. But there are many times there is no app for that what we want to do. So building material industry is one such place where there is no single app, and people in the building material industry today are probably using 2, 3 different apps for doing that, and they will not get that simple app. And the only way earlier to solve for this was through use of a custom app. And now we have options that, there is only so much you can do because there are not many developers. And therefore we propose that people use a platform which we call the Power Platform, which is the low code and pro code development platform to solve for this. So this Power Platform picks up where all the other options fail, and that's the strength of this platform. And today I just lead you into it. This platform is to basically turn bright ideas into brilliant apps. So once you have the ideas, the partners like Zoxima can come and create brilliant apps. You start with whatever they give you in 4 weeks, 6 weeks kind of implementation. And as you evolve, as you get feedback from your users, you start making changes to that on a continuous basis so that you get that competitive edge basis the platform. And while it's called low code, no code platform, it is a very powerful platform. And that's why the word power is there. The coding might be low, but the capability in the platform is high. So we have power apps, which are actually used on mobiles or on tablets, Android, iOS, whatever you develop once and it works across, or it can be used in the browser mode also. Then there is Power Automate to automate things. There is something called Power Virtual Agents. If you want to extend this to your end consumers, there's something called Power Pages. And Power BI, most of you have probably heard about. It's being a leading visualization and data exploration tool from Microsoft. And it's not just in India we are selling it. And it's just not that small customers or mid-sized customers are using it. Even some of the largest global customers are using it. And here's one example. And this is the kind of apps they're doing, because while they may be very large, the finally the feet on street is the one who is making business happen. And therefore Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI, all these tools start becoming very important because they help you do a plan, do, check, act cycle. And you can use this platform very effectively to run that kind of processes. And it is very flexible, and which is why Zoxima has been able to build something which is ready made, which can be deployed in a short duration of 1.5 to 2 months. And then you can go and further start making changes on the platform, and you will get the kind of reports that you want. You will get the kind of automation you want. You will get the kind of intelligence you want once you have the data to make this happen. And why this is slightly different and why do we look at it differently? It's because while we start with Power Apps and probably Power Automate, we can add chatbots later, we can add AI later, we can add process mining later. And all this data is kept securely in Dataverse on the cloud, which is automatically having a DR. So if the primary data center is Pune, the DR will be Chennai and vice versa. So all that is taken care of. The security that the Microsoft platform provides is taken care of. You can add Power BI if you're using Office 365, M365 for business or frontline, Microsoft frontline SKUs. All that will start pre-integrating with the same identity that is there. And that's the power of the Microsoft cloud. We do not have multiple clouds. We have a single cloud, and a single cloud is having a fundamental basis of identity, security, management, and compliance. The data physically stays in India. It never leaves borders of India. It is DR'd within India. So no data is moving out of India. And on that Azure cloud is the Power Platform built. And on the Power Platform are the Dynamics 365 sales, service, customer service apps built. And on the same platform are our developer tools. On the same platform is Microsoft 365. Therefore, all these capabilities have a plug and play kind of concept. So if you have teams and you're using Power Platform, it's very much possible that they both work together and share information, and any approvals that are coming from Power Automate can actually be surfaced within teams, and that can move forward. Now, if you were to do this with Compete, all these pieces will come from some different people, and therefore you'll have to spend more time in integrating them. So time is spent on the technology part of it rather than the information and business part of it. And that's where we bring the power. And we have all the kind of leading uh, positions in the Gartner or the Forrester or the other IDC kind of evaluations that happen. Everywhere we are in the leader space. So it might be called low code, no code. It is pro code also, but it is very powerful. And that's the message. And it's been accepted in India. It has been accepted abroad. And the Microsoft CRM capabilities are also built on the same platform. So when Microsoft builds a CRM sales, it builds on the Power Platform. When Zoxima builds an application for the building material industry, it builds on the Power Platform, and both can coexist. So let's say 80% of your business is channel business, that can be on the Zoxima build app, and on the same database, on the same set of records of contacts, customers, invoices, you might have 10-20% people who actually need the sales app, or that percentage between 80-20 could vary from each customer. But that's the Uber story, that it's a powerful platform which has been mastered by Zoxima, and they've come up with solutions which are having a micro vertical variation that is there. So the chances that it will fit your requirement today are very high. The possibility and probability that they can deploy in a short duration is extremely high. And the fact that it is open for further amplification, changes, evolution as the business evolves is also very high. And it's an open platform. It can integrate with third-party software also. So that's where I will stop and hand it over to Rajiv to take us through this micro verticalized platform that they have built for the building material industry. Rajiv, over to you. Share your screen and take it forward.
Thanks. Thanks.
And if there are questions, I would request people to put them on the chat.
Thanks, Prakash.
You're speaking on mute, I think, Rajiv.
Is it? Am I audible now?
Yes, you are audible, Rajiv.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Prakash. In fact, talking about not only Microsoft capabilities as cloud, as secure applications, available applications, but also talking about how quickly a low-code platform can be used for developing very innovative applications, which I'm going to demonstrate in context with the building material industry. And do let me know when my slide shows up. Is it showing up now?
Yes, it's coming.
Okay. While Prakash spoke about the building material industry in terms of the micro verticals in that, but if you look at it, there are a couple of things which are happening across building material industry and technology per se. See, communication is playing a very important role if you look at it. So there is WhatsApp, there is email, there is SMS, there is Teams, there are bots. All these there are various types of communications which are happening and which need to be working alongside our people, our extended teams, which is dealer, distributors, retailers, influencers, contractors, and so on and so forth. So there is the communication is playing a very, very important role in terms of our outreach to our customers, not only from a marketing standpoint, but also from a process standpoint, from a confirmation standpoint, from the speed of outreach to our channels and customers. So that's one area where we've seen a lot of innovations being adopted in terms of the outreach per se. More so it has happened post-pandemic, and the way we have outreached and where we are using communication methodologies and using it alongside our core processes and transactions is a key. Prakash spoke about the Teams, Microsoft 365 and all that, but the way we would use them in our normal operations, in whether it is ordering, whether it is complaint handling, whether it is financial transactions happening, all that is a very, very key aspect in our business. Then there are areas where we have complex scenarios of distribution management. So we have dealer management, primary ordering, secondary orderings, fulfillments, retailers, influencers, and multiple apps coexisting. So there might be a loyalty app for a painter or a carpenter or a mason. There could be a loyalty app. We would run it for retailers, or a ordering app running it for dealers and retailers, or a fulfillment through truck applications where the material could be actually not only shipped and tracked, but also there could be scenarios where we would want a delivery to be happening on the same day, on the same time, from our warehouses to our dealers. So, and our ability to service the end customer requirement and not get into a stock out situations, and monitor the inventory at the distributors level, dealers level. So all that is playing a very important role in the applications today. What the industry needs. Similarly, the AI is playing a big role, be it in terms of giving nudges to dealers, distributors, sales teams, and customers on various aspects of their business, or using intelligent interventions could at the planning level, at the budgeting level, at the simulation levels. But not this particular aspect. Although I'll demonstrate these to you, but in the 6 weeks delivery that we are talking about, in the wrap product which we are talking about, this could be add-ons which can be added going forward. But we have those ready available in our solutions. And similarly, today, the offline availability of application, the smarter applications, the UIs, the user experiences, the gamifications which are required, it puts the requirement from all the stakeholders, be it as internal teams, sales teams, marketing teams, BD teams, service teams, or it could be our channel partners, or it could be our influencers. Their requirements are today evolving, and their engagement and their motivation to stay engaged with the customer, and our ability to build their capacities by innovations is something which is very critical today. So this is how various one is the core transactional systems which we will definitely deploy, and second is how do we continue to innovate, be in terms of building capacities of people, motivating them, giving them information and data so that they can be more effective, increasing productivity of the teams. So all these are something which industries today wanting, and we are not immune from what is happening in the industry. And every industry needs to adopt to technology, and they are being adopted in a very innovative way. So from a building material perspective, what is also challenging is that the outreach, because we are now in the rural areas. If we are talking about TMT, cement, chemicals, or whatever those the construction activity, the building activity is happening all across in the rural areas, and we need to know where we are, which are our pockets. We need to have the heat maps. We need to have the Google tracks. We need to see where all our leads are being being there. What is my share in a particular region? And it's a continuous process of evolving the geographies and innovatingly using whether it is Google or heat maps or wallet shares as a part of our expansion strategy. Similarly, on the dealer side, whether it is scheme management or credit management, or today a lot of organizations are even doing dealer financing. So how does the dealer interactions and dealer involvement in the business goes to the next levels, and how do we involve dealers in distributors in lead management, in on-rolling retailers, on-rolling influencers, pay masons, plumbers, and all that, and then build programs where everything is knitted together. It's not restricted to my sales teams. It is also my distributors, dealers, retailers, influencers, everything knitted together. And that's where the power of Microsoft platform as an integrated single platform, where all these apps, on a low code, no code, we have got it ready, and to address the business challenges which are normally siloed apps. So you want to run loyalty, you go for a different app. You want to run a retailer program, you want to go in for a different app. So all that is today being addressed in a single environment, in a single infrastructure, with all any a player who wants to use the apps. He will have his own UIs, his own apps to transact with the organization, or collaborate between the peers, or collaborate with the company. So those are the things which are shaping these applications. As organization, what we have got ready. Prakash spoke about the local platform, the AI capabilities, the power, virtual agents, the chatbots, and all that, and also the available applications on D365, primarily being used for a B2B kind of a scenario, where we are doing large account management, and we are doing the key account management aspects, or B2B kind of sales. The rest of the applications, be it is a sales system for our frontline guys in the trade business, or even non-trade business, or even the key account management business, or the distributor applications, dealer applications, promoter applications. We might have sales promoters which might be working alongside our dealers, or today we are also talking about MBOs and EBOs kind of stuff also in a few of the micro verticals within building material, where we have experience centers, and then also look at how do we manage the service aspect of it. That's what we have been doing as an organization for around 9 years now. And in within building material, we got flavor of the solutions which are specific to a cement. A cement ordering would be a different from a TMT kind of a ordering, or very different from a chemical or a paint kind of environment. And again, very different from a facets, or a architectural hardware, or a pipe, or a fitting kind of environment. While everything is similar, we'll have leads, we will have IHV leads, we'll have distributors, dealers, retailers, we will have influencers, architects, contractors, and then the smaller influencers. But each of these micro verticals will still have their own set of requirements which we need to address. That's what we have been doing. And providing offline apps which are on low code, no code, which take care of the requirements today and requirement in future. And we're very proud that we have delivered applications for very large customers. Maybe how a distillery is able to service his endpoints of retail counters through innovative applications which speed up the deliveries, and allow invoicing on the fly from the mobile app. Or it could be a MYK ticket going in for a end customer and a lead management, where an individual user like myself can post a requirement, contract it, and then there is someone who can come and deliver me the products and carry out the contract work. Or it could be a Sarashtra Cement taking care of the complete cement applications from a trade, non-trade, TSQA, all that. Or it could be a Singapore Post, which is direct to customer, or a Hero, which is on the lead management. How do we actually take care of the retail leads, and nurture them, and bring in more business? Or a cement, or a JSW, which is more on scheme management, and how do we deploy complex schemes from primary to secondary customers. So there is a lot of experience which brings in along with these applications, these smarter applications, and that is what as a product ready to deploy we are giving it. I will talk about the functionalities which we are talking about for a super quick deployment. I'll come back to the slide, but I would now like to show you the product we have, so that we see the capabilities of the product, and then we'll come back and look at as to what is that we as a organization are deploying in a super quick deployment for 6 weeks, and what all functionalities we will be deploying, and how this can be further enhanced going forward. I'll just take a minute to pull out the other. Just 1 second. I hope my screen is showing up. So the product which I'm going to now demonstrate to you is a full product which we have. Part of it we will be deploying it in the quick six weeks time. I will talk about in the subsequent post this demo as to what all the components we need to we will be providing in the in the MVP mode, and then how do we make sure that the necessary preparedness is there at a customer end, and we have all the necessary pieces available to us so that we can quickly deploy and start reaping the benefits of the investments which we are going to do. And also, I'll also touch about on the commercial model for the applications. Now, so what we are actually talking about, I'm actually demonstrating two set of applications to you today. But then, if you look at it as a overall capability, what we are talking about is a Salesforce automation application. We're talking about a dealer distributor management system. And we're talking about not only the ordering, lead management, analytics, embedded AI, the integration capabilities with ERP, with technology like WhatsApp, email, or a Microsoft Office, and also how do we leverage bots into the application. So a complete set of host of functionalities and applications which we've got it ready. Again, for the sake of repetition, not all that which comes in 6 months, but in 6 weeks. But then large part of the applications, I think 80% of it would be coming in there, and then we will add on few components to that. I will and the application comes with very sophisticated and strong dashboards which are on Power BI, where we can look at the dashboards, the analytics, the distributor analytics. We can drill down as to how my distributors are performing product wise, area wise, or even if we have retailer data, how they are performing in there, what is the business being driven through them. So, and these analytics can be very simple to drill down and seek information or see information or visualize information the way we would want it. So be it as versus target versus achievements, be it as looking at distributor performance, product performance vis-a-vis distributor, product performance vis-a-vis retailer, the open orders, the product by the performance by months, by product category, sub category, all that we as analytics is available to us from a distribution perspective, and we can slice and dice and look at various set of data and informations by just click of a button, and we can even create our own views. So when we give you as a product, as a ready product, so these views and all that are standard views which come standard along with the product. So the other aspect which we are talking about is the lead management part. So if we look at there are two set of major sales requirements which will come in any organization. One will be more from a B2B kind of a perspective, where we will have maybe some components of standard CRM also coming in and resting. But then here the requirement is to look at the leads, look at the key accounts, look at what we are doing with what is the business we are doing with them, who is the contractor, who is the architect, what is my share with the with a particular project, and then protecting my business with the project. Because what will happen typically, this happens in the building material, is that many of our projects will go on for months and years. So we need to not only supply it for months, but also keep track of the competition activities within our own accounts. We might have won the contract, but then we still have to see what competition is doing. Are they coming and dropping prices? So, and there's a possibility that somebody might even replace my products in a scenario. May not happen in all products, but largely happens in many building material products. So actually tracking engagement in a product is very, very important, and tracking competition activities and protecting our share within a particular organization or a project is an involved activity. Looking at what I am doing and what my competition is doing and what prices these doing. So similarly, if we look at it from a perspective of a organization, so the complete cycle of a lead or a key account is covered, like right from identifying a project, going in for a list of make, or taking approvals for the list for the brand, and then BOQs, and then working with the contractors, submitting quotations, and then subsequently trying out. So here we are able to see what is the project, who's the contractor, what is that. We can track various dates if it is a tender situation, because many large projects also work, even in the private sector, work in a tender situation where they have specific timelines. So we can look at all that wherever it is required. Track, even in a government project, can track EMD or a security deposits and all that. But and then also look at what are the stages are, what is the tentative value of the project, what is my availability scores, which are the areas I'm covering with. You can also what is my engagement with the project. So when was the last meeting done, when was the last call done, what was the last email sent, and so on and so forth. So we can then also look at what is my relationship. So within a project there will be multiple teams. So how I am engaging with these, which will ultimately determine whether I am a favored party, I'm not a favored party, and actually helping me to build a lead score with in terms of projecting a deal. Similarly, what are the products, what are the quotes we have submitted, which are the contractors who are working on this, and then tracking the contracts and supplies in terms of how much material has gone, what was the contracted value, what is the or delivered value today, and also identifying opportunities to cross sell or upsell. So many a times we see it's not only one single product the company deals with. There are multiple products, and the same set of project or same set of people will buy multiple products. So how do we identify those and then involve teams, whether inside the organization or in the distribution area, to work around that. Then we can also look at the lead analysis, leads by area, leads by source. The leads can come through dealers, retailers, or influencers, or our sales teams. And what is that I am doing in those leads? What is that competition is doing in those leads? And how are these leads distributed across the geography, across India? And then which are the pockets where I'm strong, and where my we can also look at it as my network availability, so that we can then subsequently say that these are leads which can be serviced very well. So today it's not about going and only selling it to the distributors. It is also ensuring that the distributor stocks are liquidated. Like they are able to identify that these are the projects going on in that area, and then say that this is the potential, and this is what I need to have to cover the market thoroughly, or this is the stock availability I need to have for a projected closure of the 10 IHB sites which are working on that. So, managing leads alongside distributors is also a key aspect in our applications which we do. Other aspect which I'm going to talk about is also on the visit planning. So the tool comes with a lot of capabilities on the planning. So it can be planned based on its parties and beats. We can define various organizations can have different planning horizons. I just to give you an example, we have one customer in the chemical industry which has five different sales channels. So they have a retail sales channel, they have distributor sales channel, they have a project sales channel, they have a dealer development team separately. So and each of these teams work differently and plan visits differently. So and how a tool would help you to plan that is the capability which brings in the in the product. So while we come it, we decide as to what is the best method for you, and then configure it. If it is complex, then obviously we'll have to factor in that. But then there's a capability to do various types of planning. It can be a simple planning to a very complex planning of visits in the areas where we want to go and specifically plan in those areas. Once we do that planning and the basic planning is done, there is a and we map the sales guys along with that. This can be done by a user or by a manager. So then there could be various tabs of their systems can make a suggestion. Various rules we can set it up in terms of credit exposure, order booking values, scheme exposure, and all that. The system can say, you need to plan this, you need to visit this. The outstanding is higher, then days of outstanding is higher. So all that the system makes the suggestions, or a manager can look at the data and suggest visits. Or so there is
आप पलट जाओगे सिस्टम आप उधर पलट जाओगे सर के सामने
someone is thank you. So that was on the backend applications, the applications from planning perspective, analysis perspective. If I talk about the sales application, we quickly we'll go a little faster now. We can look at a sales application. This application works in the offline mode. This is an Android iOS application, so we can look at incentives. We can look at system giving nudges as to if you have to achieve your incentive, if you achieve this sales, this you need to visit this distributor, you carry out this particular activity in the field, and there are a lot of recommendations which can come. Now these AI recommendations probably may not be available in the base implementation of 6 weeks, but then they are all available as a plugin. Power BI dashboards, where we can see his performance, we look at his KPIs and all that is a standard functionality. Or even the DSR, the daily reports, the leads visited, the counter visited, the orders collected, the payments collected, all that is a standard set of reports which are available to a person on a day basis, month basis, year basis, and we're going to have all the performances tracked. The attendance management happens through the application, and the attendance can be through through a selfie or any other method which you would want to do make it into the application. But these are standard methods by which the attendance can be captured, or the rules can be set up to allow people to work either in home or office or in field, depending upon business rule we would set it up. The planning can be done on the app itself. So there is a option to plan the visit. There is an option to do the unplanned visit in case you are already in the field and today you want to build some application. You can do an unplanned visit, and the planning can be done either for a dealer or a distributor or a site. And we can actually capture the reason we have to plan for that particular counter visit or that particular lead or influencer, and it gets planned from the mobile. It can go through approval process and then land up in the planning. There is a Google integration where we can look at what are the shortest route to get in there, which are of all my planned visits. I can also look at and optimize the route either by distance or by time. And also if I'm in that area, I can do some unplanned visits, looking at any parties nearby, which the system gives me a option. There are some cases where we have even picked up from the Google and given open parties nearby, not only the parties which are in the system, but also which are available on the Google. So while on the visit, he can capture information, he can capture competition information, he can capture what is the market share, is there is a competition, scheme being run or any other information. There is a image to text AI builder which can populate data directly. So no need for writing it out the data. You can just capture the image and it's there. The voice capabilities, we can speak to the system and then system kind of converts it to data, and we can enter, need not enter the data from this layer, we can even speak it out and it enters. So order management would be, for various sub verticals within Material will be different. But then if you look at the capabilities, whether it is distributor ordering, retailer ordering, tickets, influencers, all these are capabilities which the application brings in, and most of these are actually getting delivered in the circuit development deployment as well. And if we get into the area, say on the ordering itself, then and we look at primary ordering, then we can actually not only look at the orders which have been placed in the past and what the status of these orders are, but then we can pick up a party on which we can place order on, select the products, the price, the engine, the discount engine, directly comes from the ERP, or it can be populated separately here, and the orders directly are picked up from here. While we're ordering, the credits and all these are also taken care of. Credit checks are done. The rules for credit management are also taken care of. There can be a OTP confirmation that a distributor or a party may say that I have not ordered this. So just to take confirmation, you can have an OTP going in, and once it is confirmed, the party cannot dispute that it is not an order which he's placed on us. So it can be on OTP, it can be on a WhatsApp confirmation as well. So, and we can look at the orders, we can look at the order headers, bill to ship to kind of scenarios, or it could be the party. So we can look at what are the accepted orders, what are the posted orders, what are partially shipped, rejected orders. All these informations are available, and it comes from an ERP integration per se. Expense management is part of the system. Since we are tracking Google, so local conveyances are actually getting calculated by the system, and the outstation conveyances, the food bills, hotel bills, all that can be added into the system. There could be AI built going forward in managing the limits, which would be set it out for a particular individual. So the expense can be directly captured and sent it for approval and taken care of. There are other functionalities which I'm not, for the paucity of time, I'm not getting into, but I'll definitely also get into a DMS deployment. In a quick mode implementation, we were talking about a DMS also, that we can give you a primary ordering DMS along with complaints and few other functionalities. But what I'm demonstrating to you is a complete DMS functionality which we have, a distributor dealer management system where you can look at the performance, look at the invoices, look at the the current status of his payments and all that. You can make payments from here. You can look at the notifications, look at the product promotions or any other knowledge videos, talk to people through Teams directly, create the team channels so that everything remains in the system. You can even have those recordings and all those available for any future purpose. If there is a dispute created, this is not what we had committed, or this is what we had committed. Similarly, ordering is available in the system, so we can look at various other informations while ordering in terms of previous of purchase products or promoted products. Look at the discounts, look at the schemes which are available, and then place order directly into the system. And these orders, once placed, they will, if there is a ERP integration available, which we are also talking about in the superkit deployment, it can directly flow to the ERP and create a sales order in the ERP. So we come with those templates of integrating these orders along with that. So similarly, there's a chatbot available to be deployed. Maybe in the first deployment, this may not be there, but it can be enabled within few hours on any other scenario which you would want a chatbot availability to be. This is a Microsoft Power Virtual Agent chatbot, which can pick up data and solve queries. Similarly, we can look at retailers. We can even create invoices. So there are scenarios where the company has its own retail centers, or we want to give it to exclusive distributors to carry out invoicing that from the system, whether it is barcodes or QR codes or GST calculations, all that can happen in the system. And we can look at retailer information also in case it is so required. Of course, this is not a capability which is given in the shorter time version product which we are proposing. But then these are the overall capabilities which are available in the dealer distributor management system. We're looking at complaints, ledgers, invoices, orders, credits, all that in one single go. That's what I have to present. I am left with very small time for question and answers. I will stop here and open the forum for question and answers. Yogi, if you can help us with the question and answers, then we can straight away go on there. Or I have 2-3 slides. If you allow me, I can probably cover that as well, which is on the offering on the 6 weeks. I'm so sorry about it. I thought I covered the so what we are talking about is the attendance widget capturing new partner onboarding, complaints, orders, lead, all that as a standard offering in 6 weeks. And what we want is that there will be a period of pre-contracting, there will be a period of implementation, and period of post go live, where we will have to really carry out activities meticulously so that we can very quickly deliver. So large part of it, if we are talking about preparations of data or technology preparation from an integration perspective or change management perspective, the templates which will come and share with you, where the organizational hierarchy, product, price, scheme, discount informations are all populated, and then we pump in the data into the system. And similarly, we have standard integration methodologies and touch points from the ERP perspective. And we fairly early in the cycle, we will tell that the ERP teams to work with us in case the integrations are required. And change management in terms of hand tools, training materials, visualizations, workshops, train the trainer, all that is something which happens in this. One point which is also there in this 6 weeks deployment, what we are talking about is a set of activities which we will carry out from day one to completion of 6 weeks time, and it can kind of takes care of a templatized implementation where everything is available and a configuration is done to the system to make it live. Two critical aspects. One is on the data side, and the integration side is something which the customer needs to be providing and working alongside. And we, because of the methodology being kind of tested at multiple customers, so this is where I'm able to say that if we go with this methodology and the customer works with us in the pre-contracting stage, in the implementation stage, and the go live stage, then a kind of a product which has a deeper functionality can be readily deployed and then further grown as we would go ahead. So with that, I will I'll take up any questions which are required, which we have got. Prakash, we have questions here.
Right now.
Yeah. Or if there is, we can even open the lines for questions in case somebody wants to ask the questions. Unmute and we can ask the questions. Yogi, we have that permission?
Right now, I'm not seeing any questions.
There is no question in the chat window for now. If someone wants,
can unmute.
Yeah, sure, I can. Currently, anyone can unmute
Vinod sir, I think wants to ask a question. He is unmuted himself. Vinod sir, any questions from you? Prata sir?
Subrata ji, you are not audible.
Yeah,
Vinod ji, you are also not audible. There is some issue.
You are
Yeah.
speaking, but we can't
You
hear you.
can type in the question in the chat window.
Vinod is also speaking, but we are not able to hear him.
So for now, there is no question in the chat window as well.
So, sir, I think if there is any question, I can probably leave my number here, and we can get in touch. Manchu's and Yogesh email ID in any case, there I can leave my number also. So, any questions? We are not able to hear you, and sir, sir, you can just text us or call us on these on my number or email us on these numbers, and we'll get back to you and get in touch with you and clarify whatever the clarification is required. Prakash, I think we can close the call if we have no questions.
So Rajiv, I had a question I'm trying to ask on behalf of people, saying that if any one of them wants to kind of, have a detailed demo or whatever, how do they reach out to you? Because sometimes we go, fast forward in these conversations, and 4 o'clock is not the time for a lot of people to have a deep concentration. But I'm sure some of them might want to nominate some of their people and say, hey, go and have a look at what the Zoxima and Microsoft team have come together with. So is there an email ID or something they can reach out and say that, hey, we would like to, or if it's possible to create a quick survey or query in the chat itself, people can say yes, no on that, that's something that I was thinking about.
So Prakash, we have provided the email IDs to reach out to us.
Sure. So I think we need to thank people for, uh, investing their time with us, and we'll be very happy to move forward and help them in whatever endeavors they have on technology to make sure that the businesses grow, the costs go down, and the revenues go up.
Thank you, everyone. Really
Thank you.
appreciate your joining.
Bye.